What's up, everybody? Here back with Summit Exploration. We are in the Great Woods of Alaska here, and today we're going to be teaching you guys how to make a fire whenever it's wet out in the rainy season. This is going to be an Alaskan edition, so I will be using things that you would find in Alaska, but you can substitute it with whatever you have in your area. Today we are going to be using only a pocket knife and a lighter. Let's get to it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find a good spot. So as you can see, there's a lot of standing water, snow all around, big wet weeds and moss. You do not want any of that as your ground for where you're going to build the fire, because it'll soak up moisture from the bottom. So we're going with this right here, which is way more dry than everywhere else, and it's an old game trail from the looks of it. So the first and arguably most important material we're going to be getting is going to be some birch bark. Now, if you've never used this stuff, it comes off really easy, peels off, doesn't actually hurt the tree at all, and this stuff is super flammable. So we're going to be collecting a good amount of this to get started. Second thing is going to be old man's beard. So up here in Alaska, you see got a pine tree here, and if you can see this pretty well, we've got this hair type of thing that grows on them, and it's usually really dry, doesn't hold moisture very well, and it's super flammable. So we're going to get some of this stuff gathered up. Now we've got our spot, this stuff we're going to be starting the fire with. We got our little tinder here. This is going to be what gives us a little bit of fuel to get her going. Now we need to go find the sticks. So now we're looking for the actual sticks we're going to be using for the fire. This is going to be arguably the hardest part. You want to find something that's going to be dead. Usually if it's vertically standing, that'll be better because water runs down it rather than setting on top of it. For me, I'm going to probably use a lot from this little bundle of dead stuff here. This is probably some kind of a nest, but I checked it already, nothing in it. Dead branches like these are what you are not going to want to be using. So you can see how wet this bark is on the actual branch, but what happens is that water is going to run down the tree. It's going to get onto these dead branches and they're going to be waterlogged, especially with them pointed downwards. They're just going to get full of water and you're not going to be able to light them unless you have a hell of a lot of heat. Now, a great test you can do to see how good of a fuel your stick is. See this stick here on the pine tree, this end breaks pretty easy. So it's probably pretty dry. Good to go. See how that one didn't break as easy? It's got more moisture. It's also thicker. Those are going to be harder to burn. Okay, now we've got all of our materials gathered, so it's time to actually start building the fire. Now this is going to be the part most people are going to mess up. Whenever you try to build a fire, people want to go really fast with it. It's not what you want to do at all. What you want to do first is you want to get your tinder. We're using old man's beard for the actual starter. That's going to go first. Then you're going to want your birch bark. For today, because of the ground being so wet, I'm actually going to be placing a piece of birch bark underneath of where I'm building the fire. It's going to keep the moisture off of it and allow it to have extra protection from the elements. After you get your tinder on there, you want a little bit of fuel on top, not a hell of a lot. You don't want to overdo it because it will smother it. Airflow is what causes the fire to actually build bigger. Now that we've got this portion on here, we're going to go ahead and give it a light. I carry a Zippo windless lighter because sometimes in the elements, wind blows it out and it's just an annoying thing to deal with. So we're using this guy today. You usually want to start at the base of the actual fire to get everything actually started. That old man's beard catches really quick first and then it grabs the birch bark. So now the fire is actually going. So now that the fire is going, we always want to keep fuel on it. We do not want it to go out. So we're going to start placing a little bit more birch bark slowly onto the fire. It's going to pick up really quick now. So this is really important. Next, you go up in small steps. We're going up with our next little bundle of stuff here. You're going to slowly get amounts of it on top because you do not want to smother it. If you smother it, you have to start from scratch. So right here, this is a green piece that got into my kindling. You got to take that out. It does take some managing. If you have extra birch bark, you can go ahead and add it in at this point. It'll just help everything catch. Now that our fire is actually getting pretty good, you want to grab your smaller sticks and you want to start getting those on. Now these are not completely dry because the environment right now here has it to where there just isn't an option for completely dry sticks. So that's why you want to get it on as early as you can without smothering it so the sticks can start to catch. Now, if you were in a survival situation and you were camping and you wanted this fire to become bigger, then you would just simply go and have more sticks that were bigger in size as you go up every couple of minutes. And you would just keep adding those on and on and on until you had the fire at the desired size. And then you can just add whatever at that point because it will heat out the moisture, steam it out of the sticks and the wood, and you'll be good to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more content like this, especially Alaska related content, go ahead and hit the like, follow, subscribe, and notification bell for me. Thank you guys and see you in the next one.